everybody, welcome back to another video. It's been a bit since I uploaded, but life has been lifing. It's gotten really crazy over here. But I'm excited to film today's video because I have a massive book haul. And I never do book hauls because I prohibit myself from buying books because I will go crazy like I did. And plus I always tell myself I need to read the books I own and haven't read before I go and buy new ones that are just gonna add to the list to make it more like impossible to finish the ones I already have. I had a special occasion this week where I finally met up with a friend I made online named Haylee, and we live in the same state, so we met up together and we had just a whole day of book shopping, and I just allowed myself to buy books because I hadn't really bought any since my birthday in February, and I know that's not a really long time, but for me, I'm like, me and Haylee, we bond over books. We talk about books all the time. How we met is through books, so I feel like it was okay for me. Like, I just kind of justified it in my mind that it was okay for me to buy so many books because we were together and that was what we were doing. Kind of went crazy, but for me, it was worth it. It was very fun. Also footage at the beginning, that was us book shopping. I didn't really film too much just because I was so like focused and just in the moment trying to have fun. I'll start going through the books I got. In total, I think I got 15, which is kind of crazy. Like, that's a lot. I didn't get these all on the same day. Most of them I did, but I did go back to half-price books because they were having their sale this weekend. Of course, 2 days after I have this whole big book shopping day, they have a sale. So I got 2 more after that. So starting off, I was given 2 books from Haylee because she did not want them anymore, and I happily took them because I'm not gonna just say no to like books from a friend. But they were City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, which I've already read. I don't really plan on owning the whole Mortal Instruments series just because that is a lot of books, and currently, especially when I move down to my new room, I won't have a lot of shelf space, like especially when I put all these on the shelf and like fill things up and everything, I won't have that much shelf space. So I don't plan on owning like the entire 6 books, I think, of the Mortal Instruments, but I was like, I can't pass on just like a free copy of the first book. I will not deny that. She also gave me Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare as well, which is the first book in the Infernal Devices series, which I'll be starting next, which I'm so excited to get to because I listened to the first 3 Mortal Instrument books on audiobook because I kind of just wanted to speedrun them. Like, I've heard people say they were good, but I really wanted to get to this series, and so now finally I'm here and I wanted to read this one physically. So I saw she had this and I was like, I will take it. I'll take it off your hands. You're coming home with me. When we went out shopping, I got Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess, which are the next 2 books in that trilogy. So yeah, I'll get to these soon, but I just love the like original covers. They still have the sticker on them, but I just love the designs of them. I think the Mortal Instruments ones are kind of ugly, but these ones I actually really like, and I'm happy to have them all in hardcover. I'll start with more books that I got at half-price books because we stopped there first because obviously we want to get the cheaper stuff out of the way, and you never know what you're gonna find at half price. So we were like, let's just like do some hunting, and then hopefully we can find something good. And then we did. We both got pretty lucky there. So I found a copy of Happy Place by Emily Henry, which I haven't read any of her books. And Book Lovers has been on my shelf forever, and I've told myself I'm going to pick it up soon. I just haven't. But I've heard so many good things about this, and obviously I love like the hot pink cover. But I think that this is going to be the perfect summer read, and I'm debating bringing either this or Book Lovers on my vacation when I go in a couple weeks, just because I feel like it'll be just like the perfect, not beach read because I won't be going to the beach, but just like vacation read, the perfect summer vacation read. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know much about this because I try to like keep my mind free of things, but I think it's about this couple that is together for a really long time, but then they break up, but then they go on this trip and have to pretend that they're still together. And I feel like it's gonna be really like heartbreaking, but also really cute. The other romance book I got from half price was Love at First Book by Jen McKinley, which is a new release. It came out, I think, a couple days before we went to the bookstores, and all I know about this is that this librarian gets a job on this Irish island for her favorite author. but then her favorite author's son is the owner of this bookstore and they don't get along, and so there's a romance there, and really I'm not sure about the rest of the plot besides that, but the cover's really cute, and the fact that it's set like in Ireland, like on an island or something, or like a vineyard. Yeah, it's just on a vineyard. It just sounds like super cool, and again, I think this would be a fun summer's read. I don't know if it takes place during summer, but either way, fun romances make me want to read them during the summer. I also picked up The Binding by Bridget Collins, which I've heard about before, but I haven't heard many people talk about before, so I wasn't really planning to get this. Like, all of these were pretty much on my list that I had made for books I wanted to get when I went out shopping. This was not on the list, but I'd heard about it, and the concept intrigues me so much because it reminds me a little bit of Strange the Dreamer, because it follows this farmer who works like in the fields of his home with his family, and he gets summoned to start an apprenticeship as a bookbinder, and basically the books that they bind are of people's memories, and so like they store people's memories, and the concept is super fascinating. Like, I haven't heard of anything like that before, and I'm interested to see like more about the world that they're in, like if it's similar to ours or if it's actually just its own fantasy world. The concept is really intriguing, and I haven't heard many people talking about this, so I'm hoping it'll be like an underrated like gem. Plus the cover is really pretty. Then when I stopped the other day at half price again for their sale, I picked up a copy of The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis, which is the last book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, which I have made it a little bit into the first book, but I haven't read any of the others, but I love the movie so much, and I plan to like binge read all these books since they're so short. And they also have images in them, but this is like the cover that matches the ones I have, and I want to collect all of the same covers, and so far the only one I'm missing is book 6, so thankfully I only have one left to get, but I saw this and I was like, okay, you're coming home to me. Now we're moving on to the books I got from Barnes & Noble, because we went to 2 half-price books and a Barnes & Noble, and then we stopped at an indie bookstore, but we didn't buy anything there just because we didn't have much time. But I'm not too upset about that because like we're gonna hang out again, and I'm like, I'll just get a book when we hang out again, so it doesn't matter. But I did kind of go crazy at Barnes & Noble. So I picked up One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, which is a fantasy that I really know nothing about except that it uses magical cards. But I've seen a lot of people that I watch on YouTube read this, and they seem to really enjoy it, and it seems like the type of fantasy book that I would like, and I would really also like that it's a duology, so I don't have to commit to a whole series. It's just 2 books. I can definitely get on board with that. Then I got Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, which again I've heard a lot of people say good things about, and I don't think this is typically the book I would kind of pick up. Like, I feel like the other romance books I'd go for are very like heartwarming and just like kind of cozy almost, but this is about like people in London who like they want to be together but like they have commitment issues or something, so though I'm scared there's going to be a lot of like miscommunication and almost like bullying, which I don't really enjoy and it doesn't really make sense to me in romance books. But I put a lot of trust into the YouTubers I watch who rave about this, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy it and that it lives up to the hype they've given it, because I trust them a lot more than just like random recommendations on like Instagram or TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but mainly on Instagram. I don't trust those people anymore because they've failed me so many times. But the YouTubers I do watch, I trust with their recommendations. So hopefully I like this, because it's also a series and I feel like I really need to get connected to characters, and I've heard a lot of people get really connected to the characters in this, so I'm kind of nervous, but I'm excited for that one. I also picked up Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco, which is the last book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I can't believe I finally have this, so I can finally like finish the series I'm reading. Like, I feel like I'm really bad at that, so I'm excited to get to this, especially since I read the 3rd book not too recently. This one's set in New York and follows I think it's like a murder mansion or murder hotel, something like that. So I'm very excited to see what unfolds, but I'm also sad because it's the last book, and I've been reading this series for like 4 years, which is kind of like, you know, a long time. But I read the first 2 during COVID, and then I took a long break and read the 3rd one recently. So I feel like this series really reminds me of like freshman year of high school and like sophomore year, and then COVID happened. so it's kind of like nostalgic for me in a way. So it's really sad to be like eventually ending this, but I'm really excited to have this for now so I can finish off the series. I picked up The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, which is the second and final book in, I don't even know what this series is called, but it's like the companion series to The Folk of the Air, which I have over here, but I'm currently reading The Stolen Heir. I think I have like 3 chapters left, and this is the second book. I really don't know where it's gonna go, especially since I like haven't really finished the first one yet. I'm so close, but I'm kind of nervous for this because I feel like it's 2 books and there's a lot to live up to that's happening where I'm at in The Stolen Heir right now. I did get the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which I really like the black cover, but I almost wish I got the white one so they could match, but I'm not upset. It still is really pretty. Then I picked up The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which has interested me for so long because number 1, this cover is gorgeous, and number 2, I recently started watching Bridgerton, and I am obsessed. I followed down the Bridgerton hole, and I was looking for books that reminded me of that, like with the setting and just kind of like the vibes, but without like too much romance. So this is a historical romance. It involves like thieves and pirates, so definitely not like the same as Bridgerton, but it takes place during the Victorian era, and it kind of has the same themes of like, oh, they're in their, you know, their big dresses, and then they have tea, and like, you know, you need to find a husband and stuff like that. So I don't think it'll have the same drama, but it reminds me a lot of it, and I know that this is their companion novels, so like there's a series, but they don't necessarily follow the same characters every time, but I think they're all set in the same world, so there's more to this. So I'm excited for this, and hopefully it's good. It's also very short, and I feel like it'll just be so funny, and I really hope I love this one. I have high hopes. Last 2 I did get on a buy one get one 50% off, which I was not too mad about because I was really excited for these ones. So I got the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, which I've heard, again, so many people talk about this and they absolutely love it, and so many people gave it 5 stars, and I'm not really a person to give romance books 5 stars, but again, I have trust in these YouTubers who rate this so highly. I know the main plot follows this girl named Clementine, and she's taking care of her aunt's house, and I know this guy shows up, but he's from 7 years in the past. So there's like a lot to deal with and a lot to unpack with that. So I'm super intrigued by the concept, and again, I love the bright yellow. I think it's such a cute cover. So I'm really excited for this, and I did get a different copy, but then the corner had ripped off, so I had to go and exchange it, but hey, I'm not complaining. I have a perfect copy now. And thankfully, I was lucky enough to find a copy of the Poppy War that was also with this deal, because I've wanted to read the Poppy War so bad for so long. I just think I'm absolutely gonna adore this series because it's gonna be heartbreaking, but it's also gonna be so well written. I just know it. And again, I've heard people like rave about this. So I'm very nervous for this, but every time I see it in store, I was like, oh, I should get that. And then I back off because I'm too intimidated. So once I saw that it had this deal, I was like, you know what? 2 of the ones I was looking for, I'm just gonna do it. It's okay. So I did pick up this, and I am, again, really intimidated by this, but I think it is gonna be an absolute masterpiece. Can't wait. I don't even think I should try to pick these up because there's so many and it's gonna be so heavy, but I will give it a try. They fell. One already fell off the top, but this is all of the books I got on my book shopping spree, and I'm really like embarrassed that I bought so many, but I also have a lot of reading to get to. I really can't wait to get to all these, but I need to get going on my reading because if you can't tell, I have lots of pages to read and lots of words to get through. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching my little book haul, and hopefully I did a decent job of explaining these books, but I can't wait to show you all my thoughts on these when I put them in reading vlogs or just random videos in general. Thanks for watching again, and I hope you have a great day or night.